let's move on to pop quiz.
Hot shot. Tell that wildcat behind the wheel, don't try anything.
Here are the top 10 facts about the Goonies.
Dave, let's start at number 10 and take us away.
Number 10. Well, changes needed to be made to the script because mother had a strict no cursing rule. So in the cave scene when the rocks are falling, instead of yelling, "Holy shit," Dada exclaims, because we all know that Jesus can't spell. Is used a total of 19 times, 20 times if you count the time that it was spelled out, which I do, and so does Jesus.
Number 9, Secret Spielberg. While Donner the Dick is the only credited director, Spielberg directed at least one scene, and I already know which one that is. Do I need to keep saying it? But I'll go ahead and read it because you took the time to write it.
It doesn't say it in there, but it's a good promo for sticking around for Cast Per Review because you will find out exactly what scene Spielberg directed in the Goonies.
That's right. And with that being said, this isn't the first time that Spielberg was suspected of snagging the director's chair momentarily on films he had his name as the either producer or writer on. It was widely presumed that he was the real director on Poltergeist. And you're talking about getting scared, even though it is credited to Tobe Hooper, or as they call him in the industry, Toby Hooper. Now, this is most likely the result of contractual stipulations limiting Spielberg's efforts on productions for different studios. Also, as you know, two people can't co-write anything and be given credit to win a f***ing Oscar because that's the f***ing world we live in, David.
We did find that out recently, and another plug for Cast Per Review. We will dive more into that situation about the Tobe Hooper Poltergeist in the interview with Mr.
Because for some reason
Nick
it actually
McLean.
Transferred films. It went from Poltergeist to Short Circuit.
Exorcist Part 2. Number 8, the bats. The bats that fly into the face.
Jesus Christ, those bats were f***ing horrible. That's the one thing
but they weren't bats.
Clearly, David. Clearly. What the f*** was going on?
Clearly, that wasn't clear.
Not as a child, but as a man.
Oh, so when you went back and watched...
They're in their face like crumpled pieces of Reese's paper.
Well, that's exactly what they are. And they just... But... They shot this out of an air cannon at the kids. So like when you see it hitting Martha Plimpton like flying off through her face, that's probably a real reaction from her. Like I probably would almost rather have had bats fly out towards me because they would have been more considerate than the dickheads shooting crepe paper at my face.
It wasn't just a crepe paper. Cannon. What about the little string puppets of really fake bats? And the mouth's like, no, sit, stop, no. Bats don't listen to comedy. They don't hover.
They do when you're in Oz.
There we go. Number 7, lesson learned. The skeleton of Chester Copperpot was made from plastic. I wonder if Spielberg learned his lesson from traumatizing cast members with real skeletons in Poltergeist. Or maybe the cost of plastic came down, making plastic skeletons more affordable than the real thing.
Nope, that's not the case because number 6, lessons not learned. I want to take back everything that he just said a moment ago because Chester Copperpot's bones may have been plastic, but One-Eyed Willie is a different story. Those bones were real, and we can even track them to the person they belong to and how he died. Raw Wu, who died of lead poisoning, those were his bones that played Chester Copperpot, and old Dick Donner actually kept the skull. And I'll go ahead and take the next one. Number 5, it gets worse. Speaking of real shit used by the props department, J. Michael Riva, the production designer, was not satisfied with the inauthentic look of the treasure map, so he made it look aged with coffee and his actual blood smeared on it.
What type of coffee? Number 4, it gets even worse. The map that the production designer J. Michael Riva literally spilled his blood to create. Well, I'm just saying, if there was something in anyone's blood, they didn't say it was just his blood. If people had.
No, I'm not shaking my head at you. I'm shaking my head about what's about to happen in this fact.
Oh, right. Well, here we go. The map that the production designer J. Michael Riva literally spilled his blood on to create ... was given to Sean Astin to keep after production, but it was lost forever under Astin's watch with his mom. Patty Duke threw it away, mistaking it for trash.
This irreplaceable
sound was that?
I'm speechless. I'm speechless. Sean Astin, you f***ing blowhard. What the f***? I'm not even gonna blame Patty Duke, because you all know what happens when you leave shit out in your room at that age when your mom comes in and cleans up.
Easy
It's
for her.
going to get thrown away. We tell that to our daughter every time. If that is important to you, put it away or it's getting thrown away when we go in there. Sean Astin, you f***ing dropped the ball. You lost the map.
Who saves blood?
Well, that's I mean that.
You have saved blood.
No, I don't have saved blood, but if I were given the map that they used in the Goonies, I would have taken much better care of it than Sean. I mean, where are those Rudy hands? You couldn't have held on to it?
Oh, another sports reference from Dave. Chalk that up there. He's so
Well, number 3, best friends. While you would think best friends for life were made within the cast of the Goonies, the most well-known friendship to spawn from the film was actually Corey Feldman and Corey Haim. Corey Haim's not in the movie, but him and Feldman did meet for the first time during the auditioning for the Goonies.
And they went on to do 2 or 3 movies kind of with the same type of, it was not such and such never do something. It was always licensed to do this, like say some other movies like that.
Before you do number 2, this this is another plug for plug. It's going off the rails.
I'm saying number 2. Like I don't have the number 2 to do, but go ahead.
Stay tuned once again for Cast Crew Review, because we'll get into this fact even more in depth with Mr. McLean.
It's like a daily double of TTFT. The Inferno, not unlike One-Eyed Willie Skeleton, his pirate ship was 100% real. Yes, guys, we're here to dispel every myth, rumor, and we have it from the cinematographer. So if he's lying, we'll never know the truth. And he's not, because he's a friend of the program, FOTP for TTFT. It was a real life-size working ship, but specifically for the film. No, it did not float into the Bermuda Triangle, and no, it did not land under the sea of Wakanda, making Namor and the people of Atlantis come up. Yet another Marvel reference. Don't worry about it. Construction took nearly 3 months. It was 105 feet long. I know the feeling. That cast was not allowed to see the ship before the final scene was shot because Richard the Dick Donner wanted genuine reactions, and that's something all real directors should want, genuine reactions. And with that being said, he did get a genuine reaction. Josh Brolin, aka Future Thanos, was so impressed that he exclaimed, "Holy shit," ruining a take.
After production wrapped, the ship was offered to anyone who wanted to take it. No one wanted it, which I believe that I feel like people wanted it, but didn't have the means or
Because it was a
the
real boat. It's not like a stage.
Where are you gonna put it?
That's what she said.
So it was scrapped, with many parts being used in the Pirates of the Caribbean attraction at Disney. Number 1, Never Say Die.
Sounds like 007.
I don't know how I feel about this, but there is an IMDb page and whispers in the air about a sequel. Not a remake, a sequel. Production status just updated in like late in May of this year shows that a script is in the works. The plot is undisclosed. Credits already listed as attached to the project are Corey Feldman, Robert Davi, and Cyndi Lauper. Richard Donner and Corey Feldman are listed as producers. Sean Astin and Richard Donner have both confirmed that a sequel is on its way in different interviews.
And my phone rings in my pocket, and it's you calling saying, "Hey, I just met with the director, and Goonies 2 is happening, so get ready to go to work."
It will be filmed at Fort George Brewery back in Astoria, Oregon. Jeff Cohen, who played Chunk, now a full-time lawyer, has confirmed that he would not return to his role in the sequel. Smart move, I think, Chunk. Smart move. And
I hate sequels unless it's Equalizer or stuff like that.
Yeah, there's no way to recapture that magic. I don't know, just leave well enough alone. If anything, turn it into a
remake. Just remake it.
Like,
don't call it a
like
sequel.
Re-envision it as a series, kind of like Cobra Kai or something like that.
True, but you think in 2021 they may be able to find maybe one single black person or African American or biracial person? All right, with that being said.
All right, guys, if we missed anything that you know about the Goonies that you think is interesting, show the world how film smart you are and put those facts in the comments. If we got something wrong, please let us know, because we're not beyond being wrong, but we don't like to stay that way.
I'm real. I'm real. I'm real.
Why don't you subscribe? It'll last longer.